March the 19th, 2006 at Gatwick Airport. Members of the West Wiltshire link of Chernobyl Children Lifeline are waiting for the arrival of 12 children from southern Belarus.
It was our daughter, wasn't it, Kanisha, first of all?
Yeah.
That she was helping Nanny in the shop, and a little girl came in from Russia that was being hosted over here by a family, and she just fell for it 100%. She was like, she really wanted to do it herself. So we asked about different bits and pieces to do with how we host and everything, and it all went from there.
You know, we had it all up in the car, what the kids are going to say to the children and all. I said, well, you know, there's nothing you can say. They'll do what they'll do. They'll talk amongst themselves. You know, kids will be kids at the end of the day.
It's like Here Comes the Bride.
They're all carrying a brown box.
The children will be spending the next month staying in pairs with their host family as part of a programme of respite holidays organised by the charity. Chernobyl Children Lifeline was set up in 1991. Nationally, there are now 145 links. Over 3,000 boys and girls from Belarus visit England each year, and Victor Mitzi, the founder and president of the charity, is always here to greet them and send them off safely with their host families.
Thanks, Victor.
After some formalities at the airport, the group continue their onward journey to Wiltshire. Two of the group, Christina and Nastya, are going by car with their host family to Swindon. The rest of the group are travelling to the Westbury area, a 2.5-hour trip by minibus. Very few of the children have travelled outside of Belarus before their visit to England, and some have not been further than the nearest big town to where they live. They're about to meet the people in whose homes they'll be spending the next month as additional members of the family. At a church hall in Trowbridge, the remaining 10 girls are introduced to their host families.
Where's Ted? Ted? And Ted and Brenda. Ted and Brenda. Hello. You're welcome.
Who's the elder? You're welcome.
Larissa is the English-speaking leader from Minsk, accompanying the group.
And I want you to be very clever children and have a letter or even a picture to send home to your mums and dads at the end of the week. So you can write to them and tell them that you're happy, I hope. Okay?
The 12 girls come from the town of Azarichi in the Gomel region of Belarus. Chernobyl nuclear power station in Ukraine is less than 100 miles from Azarichi. The Pripyat River flows through the nearby town of Mozyr and continues southwest past Chernobyl. In April 1986, Reactor 4 blew up, throwing tons of radioactive material into the air as it continued to burn uncontrolled for 10 days. A plume of radioactive particles spread northwest. Its effects were detected as far away as Sweden and Wales, but 70% of the contamination fell on the country of Belarus. Radiation is emitted as these heavy metal particles decay. This contamination is invisible, but it makes the environment radioactive. Some of the plutonium particles have half-lives of many thousands of years. This means the level of their radioactivity will reduce by half in this time. In practical terms, it's here to stay. The area nearest to Chernobyl was evacuated due to the risk to health because of the dangerously high levels of radiation, and it remains abandoned. This area is officially called the Radiation Ecological Forest Reserve. It's also known as the Wolves' Land. Outside the exclusion zone, there are hotspots of high contamination amidst areas considered low enough for people to live. After the Chernobyl disaster, over 500,000 people had to be resettled, which has resulted in immense poverty within the towns and villages. About 12 miles from the children's hometown of Azarachi, there's a village that was evacuated in 1986 due to the high levels of radiation. For the most part, it's remained abandoned, but this is one old lady who wanted to return home, despite the risk.
The woman says that the village was so beautiful and there were even streets like in town. It was one of the most beautiful villages in this area.
The national symbol of Belarus is the stork. If a stork nests on your property, this is a sign of good fortune.
The sky of the Belarus. High at the clouds flies a stork. A red mouse, red foot. He lives in Belarus on the Belarusian meadows. Our wonderful bird stork.
In the countryside, most people grow their own fruit and vegetables, keep chickens and animals, and catch fish. Imported food is available in some areas, but it's expensive. This is a nation of hard-working farmers. Virtually all of the land by their houses is used to grow produce, some to eat and some to sell at local markets. Most of these rural houses are built of wood, have an earth toilet outside, and rely on nearby wells for water. Fuel for heating is wood, and in winter, temperatures regularly drop below -30 degrees centigrade. It's easier to calculate material losses than human. It was a crippling economic catastrophe for the region, from which it may never recover. Children and adolescents are particularly susceptible to the high levels of radiation. The occurrence rate of child cancers is high in Belarus. Dr. Raymond Ismailzadeh is consultant child oncologist at the Children's Cancer Hospital in Minsk.
Accumulation of iodine and other isotopes in thyroid tissue cause radiogenic cancer among children, radiogenic thyroid tissue cancer. Because before Chernobyl, for 2 million population, we had just 1 or 2 cases. But in 1995, we had 4 cases for 100,000 pediatric population. It means we had 80 times more. 80 times more. It's unbelievable. But children, among children, it's getting down because age for thyroid gland cancer after Chernobyl also getting older. So now among young adults, among adolescents, 15, 18 years old, but it's still getting higher. After 20 years, Chernobyl, we have statistically significant increase of acute myeloid leukemia and statistically significant increase of sympathetic nervous system tumor among children, neuroblastomas. Of course, low dose radiation causes disorders of the immune system and other disease, non-oncological disease, non-malignant disease.